Good morning and happy Easter on this April 12th, 2020. I welcome you to our Godly Play session. Today we'll be celebrating Easter, and so watch as you hear the lesson of the Easter eggs. Now follow me and you'll see where the story is, so that if you want to retell the story, you'll know where to go. So this morning deals with the mystery of Easter, and we do many things to celebrate Easter. Some things we do inside the church, and some things we do outside the church. One of the things we do outside of the church is make Easter eggs. Now, many people don't know why we really make Easter eggs to celebrate Easter, so today we have a story to explain it. A long, long time ago, there was a little old man and a little old lady who lived outside the gates of Jerusalem. Where they lived, they had a garden that gave them vegetables. They had trees that gave them fruit. They had a cow that gave them milk, and they had they had hens that gave them eggs. Each morning, the little old man would go into his hens and he'd say, "Good morning, hens. May I have some of your eggs?" And the hens were happy to give them their eggs. One morning, he had a lot of eggs from the hens, and he decided to take them into Jerusalem to sell them. So he got his eggs and he put them in a basket, and he covered it with a white cloth, and he carried it into Jerusalem through the big gate down a narrow street where he saw a big crowd. He didn't know what was going on, so he worked his way through the crowd to see what was happening. There, he saw the Roman soldiers with their horses and their swords, and he saw 3 men carrying crosses to be crucified. As he watched, one of the men stumbled and started to drop the cross. The man immediately ran over to help him and helped him carry the cross up to the hill where they were crucifying him. The man stayed. He stayed back and he watched as the 3 men were put on the crosses and left to die. The little old man stayed all day long, watching the people who were there. Finally, the man in the middle, on the middle cross, died. And the soldiers took him down, and his friends carried him to a tomb made of stone. It was then that the little man remembered his eggs that he left in his basket, and he said, "Oh no, my eggs won't be there anymore," because eggs were very, very precious. People didn't have many eggs, and they considered them a very special thing. So the man went running back through the streets to see if he could find his basket of eggs. When he returned to where he'd set them down, he reached into the basket and felt for his eggs, and when he pulled it out, it was no longer plain. It was beautifully decorated. And he looked in his basket, and all of the eggs were covered like jewels. He was amazed. That is why people today decorate Easter eggs. Now, there are symbols that we use on the eggs to explain things, to tell the story of the man watching that day. Sometimes a star is used. Then that represents a rose. Different types of crosses. For the crosses where the 3 men were crucified. This looks like a cross, but it's actually an 8-pointed star. And it's the sign of the sun god, but it actually became a Christian symbol after the crucifixion of Christ. These are pine needles, and they represent eternal youth and health. The dots are the stars in heaven, or some people call them Mary's tears. The flower stands for love and charity. Circles, poppies, or suns mean good fortune. A checkerboard means filtering good from evil. A ladder means growing or climbing to heaven. A fish is an ancient Christian symbol. Wheat means a bountiful harvest. Deer or horses mean prosperity or wealth. Hens, roosters, and sparrows mean wishes are coming true. A butterfly stands for nature. The ram's horn stands for strength and determination. And when you see lines encircling an egg like this one, that stands for eternity. Now the colors on the egg stand for things too. White stands for purity. Yellow is for spirituality. Blue is health. Pink is for success. Black is for remembrance. Red is for love. Orange is for attraction. Brown, happiness. Green, money. And purple, high power. Now I have some pictures of eggs that are like this one with symbols on them. If you look at this one, it has flowers on it that stand for love and charity. This one has wheat for bountiful harvest. This one has a star for a rose, wheat for a bountiful harvest, and a cross that shows the resurrection of Christ. Here we have a fish, the ancient Christian symbol. Here's a deer for prosperity and wealth. And the hens are sparrows, which mean wishes coming true. Now I wonder, there are all the symbols and colors. I wonder, are there enough to tell our story? I wonder, should there be less to tell our story? I wonder, which is your favorite color? I wonder, which is your least favorite color? I wonder, which is your favorite symbol? I wonder, which Which is your least favorite symbol? I wonder, are there any we could take out? Now I invite you to ask your parents to go to our website and print out a picture of eggs that looks like this, and then you can cut it out to smaller egg shapes like this to make a booklet. Draw your favorite egg on here, and on the back, have your parents help you write which symbol or color you've used and why. Thank you for joining us today, and I hope you have a blessed Easter.